Okay, I got the that body mount bolt out that I'd cut the head off of. It was stuck in that hole right there. Here's what's left of it here. See, cut the head off of it whenever I was taking that off. But yeah, what I ended up doing is getting some little pieces of metal. Okay, this is just 1/8 inch thick or whatnot. And I wedged it in between here to keep that cage nut from spinning. Just wedged that down in there. And then I heated it up with the propane torch. Heated that bolt up, and then grabbed onto it with the vice grips and was able to turn it out of there. Worked pretty well. Didn't tear anything up, I don't think. Also didn't set this thing on fire, so life's good. Okay, whenever that cage nut spun in there, it disfigured the cage that's in around the nut, and so I've got to reshape that. So what I've done is I've got a little C-clamp on here. Still got my shims in there, and I'm able to pull that back side back in a little bit because it was distorted on the back side, the front side, and that side over there. The welds are still good on the cage nut. See, it's welded on this side and it's welded over on the other side. There's a little flange that tucks down. So I was able to straighten the front and the back of it with this little C-clamp here. And then I've got a little bigger C-clamp that I've put on in here. I put on this way to bring this corner down because this corner was up a little bit. It was up in the corner here. So I brought that down and kind of reshaped that a little bit. And I think it's going to work out quite well. I don't see any foreseeable problems with it, but time will always tell. I want to remove the steering column support bracket, which is in behind here, the gas pedal, which is down here, and the wiper motor up here, as well as this wire loom here. The wiper motor attaches to the wiper control arms there and there through a little joint right in here. It's got 2 bolts on it, as you can see. So and a whole bunch of rat crap down in there. So got to clean that up. But to get these bolts off, because they're recessed a little bit in there, what I did is I took a socket that I don't care too much about, and I put it on my bench grinder, and I ground the edge of it just a little bit and the end of it to try and make it a little bit smaller so it'll fit down inside this hole, and it works fairly well. I put it on this one and of course twisted the bolt right in 2 there. This one I got loose. This one over here is a little bit deeper. I've seen where guys just take a small nut and weld on top of that and then pull that out. I'm hoping that I don't have to do that, but if I do that, if I have to do that, that's just par for the course. On this wiper arm attachment here, you don't have to take the nuts completely off. Just loosen them far enough that this will slip off of that little knob there, and then you can pull the motor assembly out. 3 small bolts and the wiper assembly comes right out of there. I'll leave it on the floor for now. Well, I got it out of there. My little socket that I made worked fairly well, except for the heads twisted off this guy here, and this one came out all right, and the head twisted off of this one here, and this one was too far into that pocket to even get that socket on, but it's nothing that a big dirty step bit wouldn't take care of pretty quick. So I got that off of there. Got the motor off. Now I'm gonna remove the throttle assembly here. It's just a bolt. Loosen this guy and this should slide off, and then take those 2 off, and the whole thing should just come apart. Okay, we got the gas pedal assembly out of there. It basically just kind of sits in there like so. The rod comes through, you got that guy, you step on it, it goes wah, 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 wah. To taking out this steering column support piece. The master cylinder bolts up right here, and on the inside, I'll swing around to the inside. It is the piece that comes through here and has these 3 long support rods that go down through it. And at the bottom is where the steering column bolts on. I've taken those nuts off. This has got a little retainer clip over here on this side. And once I take that off, I would imagine the whole thing will just fall right out of there. Oh look, it does. That works awesome. So now the firewall has got nothing left on it, and I can start looking at it. Oh look, here's something I forgot to remove. Those are the vents from the cowl over here to the vent hole. I'll need to take those off of both sides. Yeah, they're both on there, so I'll take those off real quick. Should just be 3 screws on each one. Now I'm going to remove this chrome trim that holds the window seal, and it's got screws in it along through there, all the way up. There's the hanger that holds the rubber seal in place. Screw there. Here's the second piece. Comes up across there and down the other side. Need to focus on that screw head. Yeah. Down in there. So we'll get that taken off both sides. Okay, I got that chrome trim out of there. It came out all as one piece. Kind of. It's got a little stainless piece here that connects the front portion and the back portion. I was very careful not to bend that as I was pulling it out. I think it's fairly pliable and malleable, but again, I was just careful not to bend it as I was getting it out of there. You can see the track up in there. They'd applied some urethane sealant to it, and it's pretty gooey and pretty stuck in there. I'll show you how I got that out of there whenever I do the other side. To get this stuff off of there, down in the front, I can use my paint scraper. Just get that in there and just gently pry that away without bending it. Slide that guy in there. And do that along this channel here. But then up at the top, you can't really, it's hard to get the paint scraper up in there without bending that trim. So what I'm doing is I'm taking my pick tool, handy dandy pick tool, sliding it up in behind. Come on, focus. Focus. Sliding it up in behind and then turning it so that I can get it in behind there. And then taking my putty knife on this side and pulling down with both of them at the same time. That allows me to get that out of there without bending it too much. Pretty handy trick. And now I'm going to remove this trim here that goes around the back window. It's got a couple ugly little screws in it there, there, and then all the way around here. Come on, focus. Yeah, it's just got clips along the top. This top piece has just got these little clips in there. I believe I can just pull those out. I don't see any other way that it attaches. And then the other side, down the side, has got screws as well. I'm also going to pull the trim off the front here, right across there, and on across the other side, right there. Get that all off there, and see where we're at. Okay, I got the trim pieces off the edge, and these little sail panel support pieces. I also removed the dome light which was hanging there, goes along there, attaches, the wire attaches to the holes there and there. And now was having a hard time trying to figure out how to get this trim piece here off. It's got these little flat clips. See that guy right there? And what you got to do is get your little pick tool, my favorite tool. Get your pick tool in here and pry those little guys open like that on both sides. Come on. Both sides like that. And once you get that pried open far enough, that clip will just slide right out of there. And that is how you get the interior window trim off around the back window, all the way, the side windows here, and a piece off of the windshield up in here. That's all the headliner trim, screw holes left there, and the rear view mirror mount, and all that. And now we can start cleaning up some rust. Yeehaw!